Today on Meal Wars, we're bringing in the fall with some savory pumpkin soup. Hello and welcome back to Meal Wars. It's fall again. How the heck did that happen? It's time to rake leaves, steal candy from the kids, and cook a bunch of orange things. And nothing says fall to me like my dad's recipe for savory pumpkin soup. So get your Halloween masks on and buckle up, because the battle of smashing pumpkins is on Meal Wars. All right, first thing we need to worry about is our pumpkin. We need to cut this guy open Michael Myers style and scoop his guts right on out. You want to start up at the top like this, but be careful that the knife doesn't slip. We do prefer to keep Meal Wars as injury-free as possible. Want to see what happens when you don't start at the top? See, that's me screwing things up so you don't have to. So now I'm brushing these with some avocado oil and placing them face down on a cookie sheet lined with parchment. That goes into a 400-degree oven for 1 hour. While that bakes, let's have a little word about pumpkins. So, there are, of course, different kinds of pumpkins. This is a pie pumpkin. And this is the kind of pumpkin that we usually carve jack-o'-lanterns out of. And this is a can of pumpkin. The best pumpkin puree is always going to come from fresh pie pumpkin. Does that mean you shouldn't roast one of these big guys and make puree? No way. It's economical, and it's a great way to use a jack-o'-lantern, as long as it's not rotten anyway. But to be honest, I've had trouble in the past telling the difference between this and this in a finished product. Is it okay to just use this if you're in a hurry? Of course it is. You may get a little less street cred from a bunch of YouTubers, but it'll still be delicious. But if you like it, try roasting your own pie pumpkin sometime. It has a whole new dimension that you won't want to miss. Now those are out of the oven, look at that. And look at this, it just pops right off. If yours doesn't, no worries, just scoop it out with a spoon and into the blender we go. We need to add some water to this to get some puree action going. It took me about 3/4 of a cup, but it might take you a little more, a little less. Just put as much as you need so that it blends. And now let's jump into our other ingredients. 8 slices of bacon, cooked and chopped. 1/2 of a head of celery, chopped finely. 2 medium onions, also chopped finely. And some fresh thyme. Try and grab it just past where it's weak and push the leaves off with your fingers. Then try the same with the weak side. The stem might break, but if that gets in there, you can chop it up. Then just quickly run your knife through all that, and you're good to go. Now, what do you say we get started cooking some soup? First off, let's take that bacon fat we have from making our bacon and heat that on up. You really want about 1/2 cup. If you don't end up with enough, just supplement with some butter or any oil of your choice. Then we add our onions and our celery. We're gonna sweat those down with some salt and add our thyme. Then we'll cook them up until they're soft and translucent, and let that thyme infuse into the bacon fat. Then we're gonna make a roux to thicken this up, so we'll add some flour. About 1/2 cup is what you need. It doesn't have to be exact. You want it to look like a thick paste, but not so thick that it's like a massive clump. Now we add our pumpkin to the mix. Next up is some dry sherry. This is an important component. It adds a really nice depth of flavor. And our chicken broth. About 3 cups. Don't worry too much about amounts in the video. The entire recipe is in the description, and it'll be posted on mealwars.com as well. And we're gonna stir this and let it heat up to thicken. Now we add our bacon, which we've crumbled up. And about 1/2 cup of cream. Does that still qualify as orange at this point? Don't hate me because I can't see color as well. It's a disability. Somebody in the comments can tell me what color this actually is. And that's all there is to it. We've got soup. It's best to let it sit for a few minutes before serving, even if you have to put it on the heat again. I find it really needs a few minutes to rest so the flavors can meld together. It's also really excellent the next day. You can adjust and add a little more sherry at the end if you feel it needs a little boost. But in the meantime, let's get this in a bowl and get to tasting it. So here we are with pumpkin soup. It's just me today, nobody else here, because everyone else is busy. So let's give this a taste. Oh my God. You can taste the sherry and then the nutty sweetness of the roasted pumpkin and the smokiness of the bacon. And the bacon just adds so much to the mouthfeel too. It's just like a total comfort food soup. I really hope you make this and enjoy it because it is really wonderful. I also hope that you'll like and subscribe because I'm noticing that there are a lot of people watching that aren't subscribed. Whether you loved this video or hated it, subscribe. It's right down there. You can leave a comment telling me how much I suck, and then you can hit the bell button so I can disappoint you again next week. All of those things help us to get Meal Wars out to more and more people every week. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you next time.